It's another beautiful sunny day here in Penticton, BC, and we are at the Penticton Seniors Drop-In Center, now called the Center. And there's a lot of history that went into building this place. It's been around for a number of years. And when I was in high school, I used to deliver groceries on my bicycle from our family grocery store. And Johansson's was a family that was our customers, as well as Ken and Eunice Wigness, contributors to the center. They were customers of ours as well. So there's a Ken Wigness room, a lot of history here, and a lot of really great and really interesting things go on with the people here at the Senior Center. Let's go take a look. Now we're joined by Don Wilson. Don, you've been the president here at the center for a while. What is it that makes you excited about being involved in the center?
Well, I think the center's been here a long time, over 20 years. It's just being involved in promoting and helping seniors in our community with having activities that they can come and enjoy, be it cards, be it line dance, whatever. And it's to try and get them out, to get them active, to keep active, and keep healthy at the same time.
That's my cinnamon base. They're rising up now. They have to rise up to the rim. Then I spray with eggs. And then I bake in 20 minutes.
That's the best part, eh?
Maybe talk about a little bit of your background, how you came to the community here.
Back a few years, my wife and I decided that we were living in a community up north from here, and we wanted to move. So quickly we've sold my house and we moved. We decided where we wanted to go. We wondered, well, let's go to Vernon. No, we said, it's too far north. It would be too cold. And she said Kelowna, and I said no, too big. And so she said Penticton. Well, and we're here, and I'm still here. That was over 34 years ago that I moved here from Fort St. James.
The center is really a community center for activities for 50 plus.
It is, and we would like to grow more, but we are basically limited into the space and time. We run programs from 9 a.m. till at least 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes into the evening. Sometimes we have a couple of programs here on Saturdays. But it all takes, don't forget, it all takes volunteers to do this, to be here, to open and close, etc. So we're looking for more and new and different variety of program to help the seniors of Penticton keep active.
And what is your official title?
General Manager here at the center.
Okay. What's it like to help run an organization that's like 1,200 members, 100 volunteers?
Well, it's exciting because no 2 days are alike. You come in every morning and there's something new. If it's a problem or sometimes compliments on people are happy with what you're doing and they love the center. So that's always nice. The fact that we have so many volunteers, it's what keeps this place running. You know, there's only 3 paid employees here, myself, the volunteer coordinator, and our cook. And all the rest is all volunteer run.
So talk about how you came to the center.
Well, I'm originally from Sudbury. I spent about 20 years working in nonprofit management in Ontario and moved up to Yellowknife to add some excitement in my life. And after 3 years, decided to move someplace warmer and came to BC. So I've been here 5 years and I love it.
So there's like literally more than 1,000 members. Is that right?
Yes, close to 1,200.
1,200 members and volunteers. There must be like 100 volunteers to put on these programs.
We have about, I think, around 150, 200 volunteers who volunteer regularly. Some just come for one event and that's all, which is fine. We don't say you got to do a certain amount. If they come for 1 hour 1 week, is good enough for us.
So Diana, it looks like busy people in a room. What are we doing here today?
Today we are knitting and crocheting.
So you've got something in your hand here that you're working on. Is this knitting or crocheting?
This is crocheting.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Oh, I did not know, but I bet you I could learn.
Oh, you could.
So who could knit or crochet?
Anyone.
Anybody?
Anyone.
So these ladies that are here, and I see that at the moment they're all ladies, but there could be men, you said,
That's right.
are making products.
To sell in the store.
And what happens to the proceeds?
It all goes to the center. We're self-supporting.
We'll pull it and stuff it.
Yeah.
Wild.
Oh, yeah. Wild and crazy bunch.
So talk about knitting and crocheting. How long have you been doing that?
Well, here about 10 years.
Really?
And most of the people in there all their lives.
So, and I see there's a lot of social interaction going on. It's not just like a sweatshop where people are feverishly working. It looks like people are really enjoying each other's company. We talk about that part of
get
it.
together to be together and to share our information and share our good times. So we do other things outside the center together too. We're all friends.
And it's kind of you get to connect whenever
Yeah.
you come down here. How
Yeah.
often do you get together?
Twice a week. One day we come and do stuff for ourselves, and the other day we come and do it for the shop.
Okay, so there's some products to sell, some to take home maybe, and we can buy these Christmas gifts or whatever.
Yes.
So what's the most exciting part about being involved in the craft section for
Not
you?
staying home.
Not staying home and getting out, yes.
It's somewhere to go, to be with friends, to learn stuff. We come here for lunch beforehand, and we just have a good time together.
What would you say to encourage people to say, you know what, I think I'm going to come down and try this?
Well, they better, because this is the best place in town. You can have lunch, you can join thousands of groups in here. Just take a look at the schedule. But we do crafts and we do it for the center to make money to support us,
All right.
keep us going.
We do not get any funding from the city or the province or the government, federal government. We are just, we raise our own money from our activities, from our memberships. We do rent rooms in the Great Hall in the building that provide some income. So we do it all.
We have a vision that we will have a very balanced program, that we will be interacting with other groups in the community to strengthen the program. The city has been very good for us in support in terms of You know, one of the things that I'd like, they say, why can't we go use some of the space at the recreation center? And when I talked to the fellow at the City Hall, the thing is that it takes 2 buses from here to get over there. Wintertime, you're not going to see seniors standing out in the wind and the cold. But wouldn't it be nice if we could develop some kind of transit program that just, you know, picks up people here maybe twice a day, drops them off there, brings them back? It would be just a shuttle service. So looking at stuff like that, and I mean, I know that's far in the, but it's an idea. It's an idea that could be pursued. We also look at, you know, we're 1,200 members now, and we're growing. And when you look at what, I think the latest thing that came out of the Penticton City Hall was that we're 53% seniors in this town. So we know that this senior center is becoming more and more vital, and people moving into town are hearing about us, and they're coming. A lot of our new members are all people who are new to town. And so this building eventually will be outgrown. So looking down the future about what does that mean? What does that mean to the city? What does it mean to us? And so that's a conversation that we're starting to have, even though it's not on the horizon, but it's something with that we're very aware of, because with 1,200 people, this building is busy most of the time.
You know where my office is? It's in the boardroom.
So
Anyway.
your office is whatever corner of the building isn't being used at the moment.
That's right. So you're not here Thursday?
No, we'll be here, I think, Thursday morning
Okay,
for
all right.
a little cinnamon bun action.
Oh, yes, well, yeah. The fellow that, Ambrose, he's
Yeah.
the baker.
I met him this morning.
You know how old he is?
He's 94.
He'll be 95 in December.
That's what
We want to keep our membership dues reasonable, so it's $30 a year for a senior. And by renting out the hall when the place isn't being used, you know, the great hall, lots of strata meetings are held here, AGMs, weddings, celebration of life, and we have catering services here as well. So it makes use of the center when there isn't a regular activity and brings the overhead down.
So sometimes we look at the center and think, well, it's a building, it's got different kind of rooms. Maybe give us a verbal tour of what, if somebody came to the center, what might they look at? What might they see here?
So 300 people are fined for the Great Hall. We have the Ken Wigness room for 125, and then the lounge, which is off the kitchen with the large round tables. That's good for 63 people. Then we have the boardroom, where we have computers at one end, helping people with their computer needs, plus using the room for other meetings and board meetings, committee meetings, and then for instance, next week we have a gold buyer who's coming in for 2 days, renting the boardroom, and he'll be buying gold from people.
You must have met a number of people. I guess there's a number of people that are participants in the programs as well as members of the center.
Yes. All our programs are run basically by and instructed by volunteers.
It's interesting when you work with volunteers that something that they're passionate in, whether it's a dance or an art form or something, and you get to kind of work with these people every day. I guess you meet a lot of the regulars as well as some new people each day.
Yes, new people more that the newer people that are coming to take in the activity. Example, line dancing is a very popular thing here. We have about 5 different line dance classes, so various people are involved, and to get to meet them, and hopefully they will keep coming back and maybe do something else.
We're looking at line dancing, and you're an instructor at different levels. Talk about what you're doing here today.
Yes, today I had my improver line dance class, and that's a level that people do who are very experienced line dancers and like a little challenge. So some of the dances are quite difficult and other ones are very easy so that they rest their minds in between. I also have a line dance class that's called Easy Line Dance, and that's for people who are just learning the steps, so it's a little bit more straightforward. And I have a chair dance class as well for people who are not physically able to line dance anymore or never could. And the people who are in that class might be a little bit older, some of them, and they're able to really enjoy music and have some fun moving along.
So talk about the line dancing and what got you going and what gets you excited about. You've been line dancing for a number of years. What keeps you going?
I really enjoy dancing of all sorts. I started off with ballet as a child and moved on to modern dance, and then took up square dancing and round dancing and ballroom dancing. And I was speaking to my husband one day and I said, I don't have enough dancing in my life. And he says, I've got enough in my life. So I said, fine, I'll take up line dancing. I don't need a partner to line dance.
2, shuffling 3 and 4, parallel palm. 6, shuffling 7 and 8 behind 1, forward 2, give it half, 3, 4, forward 5, close 6, wiggle 7, 8. Side close, shuffle. Forward rock, quarter chassé. Weave, quarter, give it half, forward chassé. Back rock, chassé.
So what kind of size classes do you have?
About a dozen people.
Is that a good comfortable level for a number of students, I guess?
That's right, I can give everyone individual attention. If there were a lot more than that, it would be difficult.
So let's say somebody heard about this class and they pop in, maybe is there a new person joining your class kind of thing?
This is a drop-in center, so we have to consider that when you have a class, you have to know that there might be people coming who've never been there before.
So talk about, do the students get excited about maybe advancing, going to another level?
Yeah.
Some of them are maybe more competitive than others, or is everyone pretty much recreational?
Yeah, it's not competitive.
Okay.
But to some people like a challenging dance. So I certainly, I lead with the harder dances. So when we have a 2-hour class, the first hour is harder dances. And so that they're going to have more of a challenge. And they know that at the halfway point, after our little tiny break, things will get a little easier. So they're happy about that. And yeah, there are people who really advance a long way in line dancing. There are many very hard dances. And there are other people who stay at one level all the time. And that's perfectly acceptable. You don't have to advance unless you want to.
It's good fun no matter what.
Exactly.
So this dance floor, comments about what kind of a floor it is. Is it good for dancing?
Yes, I think that this hall, this floor was put in for dancing. The people who built the center were thinking about dancing when they put in the floor, and my understanding is it's a floating floor. So that makes it a lot more comfortable to dance on than a floor that has concrete underneath. You know, your feet would be really tired, your legs would be very tired if you were dancing on that kind of floor very long.
I take pride in saying that our center has the largest and the best dance floor in the whole of Penticton. Yeah. And it is not a solid underneath the floor. It's a bit of a sort of floating, so that it gives to dancing and whatnot. It's the biggest and the best in town.
I need a few days to prepare all my lessons. I'm doing 5 classes a week right now.
Wow.
So it takes a little bit of time to get ready.
You must be really excited about line dancing. And
I am.
Do you feed off of the volunteers and I guess the students that come? They must be really keen to keep coming back, I guess.
That's the impression I get. I have people that have been dancing with me for 15 years. And so that's pretty encouraging that they never felt that it was something to drop. They just want to stay with it. So it makes me feel good.
We have all the physical programs like belly dancing, line dancing, 3 different types of line dancing, and then yoga. In the colder months, it's carpet bowling. We have a pool room for billiards and so on. And then we have the type of things that people want to just sit down and enjoy company, like playing Scrabble, bridge, 3 different types of bridge, mahjong, or coming in to knit with your friends to help the center make money with their crafts. So a wide range of activities.
the center is available. It's really accessible. Whether somebody's got some kind of a mobility issue, maybe a hearing thing, it doesn't matter. People have abilities of all kinds can still participate.
They do. And you know, I mean, you can come here and you can play cards or games or dance or do all of those things, and maybe that's all that you want to do. But if you feel that you want to give something a little more, then this is a great place to volunteer. And there are lots of choices. You can be as involved as can be, or you know, little or a lot, but we'll take you all.
And if people are new to the center and maybe they've come from another community, as many have, and they have a special talent or something they'd like to start, maybe it's a support group, or maybe it's a kind of a game or something, and that they're really good at, and they'd like to begin that as a program. Is the center open to those
yes,
ideas?
We're open to anything new like that. They come to me, and I explain to them that they need to get a poster up on the bulletin board and find out if there's anybody else interested in what they're doing. And we ask that person to be the activity leader to get the ball rolling. And then if people sign up, we can take it from there, look at scheduling. Scheduling is a problem because we have so many activities. So we have to make sure there's room and time for it.
The center's, I think, always changing and growing. There's always maybe some new people come in with new ideas for programs. What kind of things is the center that's new, say, in the last little while?
Well, we have people come in, they have some ideas, and what we do is said, okay, give us an idea what it is, we'll promote it, we'll advertise it, see if there's any activity, any interest, and take it from there. And I'll give you one example of ukulele. He started out with 6 people. Well, within a couple of years, he had 40 people that wanted to play ukulele, so it just grew from there.
In this world where we live, there should be more happiness, so much joy we can give to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy.
Everybody starts to arrive somewhere around 6 o'clock, and we start playing usually about 6:30. And we'll play from our songbooks until 7:30, and we'll break for 15 minutes or so, and then finish off the evening until 8:30, and 8:30 we wrap it up. We've got 3 different songbooks that we have built over the years, so probably 200 or 300 songs to choose from, and they're growing all the time. Glenn and I, as the leaders, we introduce songs from time to time. Some of the group will suggest a song from time to time, and if it's one that everybody likes and it looks like it's a good one for the group, well, it'll get added, so yeah. Anybody that plays the ukulele just has fun. It's an easy instrument to learn. There's only 4 strings as opposed to 6 on a guitar. So it's very easy to learn, and you get 3 chords under your belt and you can probably play 1,000 songs. And then they just like to get out and just sing with fellow ukers. I've kind of been musically inclined my whole life. I played the accordion, the piano, the organ. Then I started on the ukulele. I used to go camping with that, and it got broken in half one year, so my wife kindly allowed me to buy another uke, and that's when I started this with this group. There's 4 main sizes of ukuleles. The smallest one is a soprano. That's what a lot of people use, unless you've got big hands, and then you need a bigger fretboard. The next size up is called a concert. From there, there's a tenor, a little bit bigger, and then this one is the baritone. On top of that, there's also a banjo ukulele. So yeah, that's about it. And there's also 6-string, 8-string ukes around the world. So yeah, and it's been growing in popularity around the world in the last few years, like leaps and bounds. It doesn't matter how you play, it doesn't matter how you sing, on key, off key. The group is so relaxed and so forgiving. We have an open mic once a month. It was last week, actually. Well, we ended up with 7 or 8 people last week. It was almost too many. Usually it's just me and Glenn and maybe 1 or 2 others, but so they're tired of listening to my my prodding, I guess. I would suspect that we'll be back up to our 40, 50, 55 member crew. And the other thing that these guys like to do is go and play at different places, different retirement places and that. We'll take a group of people, we'll go down, sing for the folks, and yeah, and that's it.
The center's been operating for a number of years. Maybe tell us a little bit of the history of what got this place going.
Back about 1997, a group of seniors at the time formed the Penticton Seniors Drop-In Center Society, and they fundraised. They had to go to the city. They wanted to build this building here. They had to go to the city. The city had to get a referendum onto their election at that time. The referendum was passed by the city, and as I say, they did fundraising. That was in 97, 98. The building, first, I believe the first activity in the building was New Year's Day 1999. They had a New Year's Day party, a dance, and it's been open ever since.
I am a director at the center, secretary. I was treasurer for 2 years. I've been involved for about 5 years with the center doing different volunteer work. Our demographics are definitely for the older population. Our mission is to help establish communication with the seniors so that they're not lonely. We don't want to see any senior isolated, and so that's why our mission is to, help combat those two issues.
Our center is totally accessible, wheelchair accessible. It's all on one floor. There's doors, of course, you have to come into, but the main doors are power assisted. Button to open if a person comes in a wheelchair and oh hell, I can't open the door. Well, there's a button there they can push to open the door, and on the inside door also. So yes, it is totally accessible to wheelchair, etc.
It's really important. Penticton is a huge senior community. That's why we just rebranded. We were called the Penticton Seniors Drop-In Center. We don't like to be called seniors, especially if you're really active. And so we have rebranded to be called the center.
The seniors are valuable, and each person that comes in, there's a wide range of diversity in terms of maybe someone's ethnic background or all kinds of different tastes, but it doesn't matter. People are welcome, and it's inviting, and people, we get along, whether it's for a bridge game or for a meal or something, but people can be appreciated. And I think that's the thing about volunteering, is everyone has some talent that they could share, and we find out who they are, and then they can maybe help with a class or something. It's really, really good.
Yeah, well, that's it. We're constantly looking, and we now have, our volunteer manager, which we haven't had in the past. So this is a person who is coordinating, like, our volunteers, seeing where there are areas of needs and trying to fill those holes. So, we're growing in that sense too. As our membership gets larger, we find that we need more services, and we have a board of directors, and we really need new directors on the board, or we need directors, not just new ones. We need directors because they're the ones who sort of shape the vision. But then you need staff to implement the vision. because I know the directors here work really hard, and it's a working board, it's not a governance board, which means they do the work. And we're all old. You know, it's not that we're young anymore.
It depends what day it is, but sometimes you need an extra, just a cinnamon bun to keep me going for the day, right?
That's right. And so, you know, I mean, if you have leadership skills, if you have that, you know, come and be part of the vision, developing the vision for this center, which is, as I say, an integral part of this city. And, you know, the recognizing that the senior center is very important to the whole community is significantly important. So we need directors, we need activity leaders, we need members, we need you know, people who the drop-ins just come, and this place is just vital to, as I say, to the health of the city, I think.
Now, remember, we're here about having fun and moving our bodies, and there are no mistakes in line dancing. There are variations. So if you get stuck and you don't know what that is, do a side touch, keep time to the music, whatever, and I will do the same thing.
I teach 4 different levels of line dancing.
So we're going to start with a jazz box, with a step forward, a shuffle, and a rock forward. Weight is on your left foot, bend that knee a little bit, lift your right heel so your body knows you're going to start with your right foot. Cross, back, side step forward, shuffle forward, rock, recover.
I've always been involved in dance since 5 years old, doing ballet and then later on in life jazz. I was a school teacher for over 30 years, and one of the things I did was physical education, so I have specialist certification in phys ed. And then I branched out into aerobics and dance aerobics and taught that for many years. And we moved to the Okanagan when we retired, and I saw the senior center sign and said, oh, let's go and check out this line dancing. So I came and did the class with my mom, and the gal that was teaching it at that time was going to be gone, and she asked me to take over the intermediate class, so I did. And I've been here for 18 years.
3, shuffle, shuffle forward and rock, recover. Back, back, shuffle, back, coaster, step, and step, drag.
They are wonderful. They are all seniors. They enjoy moving around and talking with everybody. We usually go for coffee maybe once a month or whatever, and yeah, we just enjoy everybody's company.
1, turn 2, 3 and cross 4, step side 5, and now we're going to do continuous weave behind and cross shuffle.
The most important part is the socializing. The movement is good for your body, but it doesn't matter if you don't do all the right steps, just as long as you're moving and having fun. And it's great for your brain, that you're using your memory and making different pathways in your brain to keep us young.
Ready and cross, back, side, forward, shuffle, forward, rock, recover, back, back.
I come in earlier and get set up with my music, and then we get started. We do a warm-up dance. I go through it with the girls. We put the music on, we dance it. Then I usually teach a new dance, and the music is usually in 32 counts. The dance is usually written in sets of 8, so we'll do the first 8 and repeat it. We'll do it to count and to words, and then we'll proceed on to the next sections, put them all together. And then when we think we sort of have it together, we put the music on and dance to it. And it's not important to get all the steps right, it's just important to move and have fun.
Cross walk, and stay with quarters there, weave, cross, side, behind, and point, cross, side. This is that important wall.
I won't dance on a cement floor or a cement base floor because it's very bad for your ankles and your shins and your hips. This floor is a wood sprung floor, especially for dancing on.
And a shuffle. Rock coaster. Crosswalk and say a little quarter.
The cinnamon rolls? Yeah. I never get to have one. They're always sold out. But I hear they're absolutely wonderful.
So it's a beautiful, warm, sunny day in Penticton, and we're with Joan Bonnier. You're a director with the center here, outdoors. Why is being at the center exciting for you on a beautiful day like today?
Because I can watch the happy faces for the things that people do and come to take part in. Coming for our special lunches on Tuesday is very big, and we get a lot of people, not only members, but we actually get people from the community coming in and looking forward to our meals.
The food brings people out if they're playing cards or they're dancing or they're at the center for some reason. They often pop in for a coffee, a treat. Volunteers come up for a coffee and a treat. We have lunches on certain days that bring people out, and it's just really nice to see everybody socializing and talking and eating. Most days it's soup and sandwich. So we have egg sandwich, grilled ham and cheese, and either tuna or salmon or chicken. Regularly on the menu, and we have all sorts of frozen soups, and we have cookies and tarts and sweets and squares, those kind of things as well. We have a cook that makes a hot lunch plus soup plus a salad, and there's a dessert, and so you can get a whole package lunch, and that's always appreciated. I think it's very satisfying for people to enjoy your food first of all, and also enjoy the center and get together with their friends, and the feedback I get from people.
It's really popular, and it's an opportunity, I guess, to get people to gather again,
Right.
to socialize, maybe enjoy an economical meal here prepared. And like you said, members can have a meal, but also people from the public as well.
Yes.
And there's coffees always on, like Dawn mentioned.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so talk about the meals and the opportunity that happened when the center was shut down for a couple years there.
Yeah, it was sort of scary. We didn't have too many people coming, of course, as you would imagine. So Liz Hanson got her crew together and set up workers to be able to make meals and then have those meals delivered to our members that were out there and couldn't get out because of various reasons. And in 18 months, we had over 10,000 meals delivered, made and delivered, all by volunteers.
So I remember being on that sign-up list, and we had there was a waiting list as well.
Yeah.
So eventually our name came up, and we were able to get some meals. And it was, for us, it was a great opportunity to have a meal once a week, but also to meet the volunteer. So we had a volunteer come over, and the one volunteer in particular actually put us on the end of her route where she was delivering, so she could stay and visit a little bit outside.
Oh, that was nice.
Food is a popular item here at the Senior Center. Why do you come and help with food prep?
What happened was there was a lady that was doing a lot of work, and she needed help. So I knew that Tuesday was a very busy day, so I volunteered to do the Tuesday lunch.
So we stopped in today for lunch on Tuesday. Salmon in a, it was in a
phyllo pastry,
and it was fabulous. Like, the meals are really good, and it gives the
Yeah.
people a chance to get out and socialize.
That's right.
We talk about some of the crowds that you've had over the time you've been here helping with volunteers on Tuesday lunches.
The crowd, I have a crowd that comes on one table and they always want to speak Spanish to me. And there's a variety of people. There's some ladies that come and stay for a few hours and they just stay. They just left, actually.
So it's kind of it's social as well as food.
Yes, it is.
They come for the food, stay for the fellowship, I guess.
I've been involved with the center for, I don't know, about 10 years at least, but I'm not the heavy-duty volunteering for the Tuesday lunches. Has only been for a couple of years.
So tell us about Thursdays. What is Thursdays all about?
Thursday is about cinnamon rolls. Ambrose, who is 95, he makes cinnamon rolls. He's been making cinnamon rolls for, I don't know, 10 years maybe or more. He used to be a baker in Germany, and he will not reveal the cinnamon roll recipes to you guys when you come and video him. And there's people that come, just crowds come just for coffee and cinnamon roll. They love it, and they are so good.
It's like a Penticton tradition, right?
It is,
the
absolutely.
cinnamon bun day on Thursdays, and are there ever any left over for the next day? Maybe.
Sometimes, when they're frozen, but they sell for the same amount of money.
There we go.
But
And you can have it to go. You can take one home.
Yeah, but you can't take 12 home. You're only allowed 2. 2. Otherwise, people would buy them by the dozens.
And that social aspect of being able to connect in a way that's safe it's really important for everyone, but especially seniors, many of whom maybe their children don't live in the town, or they're looking for a way of connecting, and so the center provides that.
That's right, it does. And some people were in the same position I was in. My children did not want to get the vaccine, but being able to have a place to come to and to do things and be involved and be happy with your life that's going on, it makes all the difference in the world.
Penticton seems to be a great place to come to. What brought you here? How did you fall upon Penticton?
We went from Sparwood and we came through Cranbrook and whatnot down through number 3, and we came over that part of the highway where you first see Penticton, and the fact that it's in between the 2 lakes, and it was dusk and all the lights were starting to come on, and we looked at each other and we said, this is where we want to go for our retirement. We don't want to go anywhere else.
People come here from maybe the prairies. Maybe they've retired. Maybe they're still working, retired. It's a 50-plus center.
That's right.
We welcome all kinds of people for all kinds of recreation, and also those social aspects of like the meals and come in for coffee kind of thing.
And the new group that just started, it's called Birds of a Feather. And it's a group that is primarily for people who just moved into the area and are looking for some place to go, some place to be able to meet other people and to find themselves.
I am Tracy McGrath. I am the Director of Volunteer Programs and Community Engagement here at the Penticton Seniors Drop-In Center. Yeah, so we are known as a senior center here, but we do provide activities, recreation, and social opportunities for everybody who's 50 and over. So we are really working hard to develop some programming for the younger section of that demographic, the 50s, things like that. We got a lot more yoga classes happening, and we've got the hikers group happening, and lots of volunteer opportunities for people who are semi-retired or wanting to give back to their community. It's a really exciting place. It's growing. Our membership is growing, and it's a really great place to be in Penticton.
The center is, in terms of range of age, it's a 50-plus, and are there people up to 100?
We have a membership that is really, when you look at the age span, is 50 plus, and we do have members who are 100. And when we're looking at programming, that is a great span. So we think of our seniors in 3 groups. We think of the young seniors, which are the 50 to around 65. They're still working. So in terms of providing service for them, we need to look at doing more evening things, more weekend things, so that, they come. Then we have, which is our bulk of our membership, is between about 65 and 80. And they come, they're the ones who participate in all of the activities. And then we have our 80 plus. And they like, I'm not all of them, because I know 80 who are out there playing pickleball and that. But some of them, they like less strenuous activities. So things like we offer the birthday club. We offer things like where you can just come and hear a lecture. We offer, you can come and have lunch here every day, so things that are a little more quiet and not demanding. But we try to program for all 3 age groups and try to provide a balanced program so that everybody finds something here.
One of the newest programs here is called Birds of a Feather, and that's Monday afternoons from 12:30 to 1:30 in the lounge where people go for coffee. And it's especially for people who don't know anybody. They want to come in and start mingling but not feel uncomfortable or sit by themselves. So it's a separate table, and it's up to 12, 20 people now come in. And I sat nearby and heard them telling jokes and telling stories of their lifetime, and so that's grown quite popular. They don't have to do an activity, they just want to be here and meet people.
Once you came to Penticton, do you get a sense of community, a sense of extended family here?
Once I got involved with the center, yeah, it took on a different thing. You got to meet different people and at the same time do different events if you wanted.
I just took over as bingo coordinator. The girl that was doing it before me had been doing it for 7 years straight, and she was just getting burned out. And then COVID hit, and trying to find volunteers to man the bingo part of it, it was just getting too hard for her. So we just need the income right now, and I couldn't see it fold. So I jumped in with both feet, and we're doing well.
Another volunteer.
My first job that I took on was calling bingo here back a number of years ago. A friend of mine tapped me on the shoulder and he said, "Well, Don, I understand you call bingo." And this was 2 or 3 years ago when they had the old wheel with the little balls turning around. Anyway, so I said, okay, and I got really involved ever since.
Our bingos are on Thursday. They don't start till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but we have some regular people that want to stay and play at a certain spot. It's their lucky chair, so they will come in at 9:30 in the morning to make sure that they get the seats they want. And then we also have Cinnamon Bun Day on Thursdays, which are a huge draw. So people come and have lunch and come and start buying tickets at noon. Takes us about a half an hour to process their tickets that they want. And then bingo starts from 1 until 3:30. When people come, we have 3 full card bingos, which draw about $150 payout for each one of those 3 bingos. And then we have 12 regular games that, depending on how many cards people purchase, they run about $25 per game. It's just a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun.
She turned 75 on Monday.
Happy birthday.
We actually have about 4 regular bingo players that will literally not play bingo that day to help anybody new. I just had that experience myself because my sister came from Edmonton visiting. She had never played bingo, and she also bought 3 other people that had never played bingo, and we had 2 of our seasoned bingo players stay with them the whole bingo game and show them how to, just so that they felt more comfortable. It's cheap entertainment for 2.5 hours.
Thursdays is one of our more busy days here at the center. It is Cinnamon Bun Thursday. We have a special volunteer here named Ambrose. He makes the best cinnamon buns in town.
You will never find another cinnamon bun as good as the cinnamon buns at the senior center.
And then there's something very special happens on Thursdays, and I'm thinking we're just getting a hint, a whiff of, it's not quite Thursday.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cinnamon, scent of cinnamon.
It seems to be the hit of the town, these cinnamon buns and Ambrose, so we're gonna, I guess, have a chat with him and maybe encounter some real
He won't
homemade.
share his recipe.
Oh.
He refuses.
Maybe you got a roller.
Nice. is good exercise.
Yeah. Makes a nice flavor.
Ambrose has been making cinnamon buns for probably 20 years here, and it just, he's really well known for them, and they're huge. They're big cinnamon buns, hot and fresh on Thursday mornings. With the whole lounge is very crowded with people that come, and he's got some fans.
And that man is still has a beautiful bush of hair. I wish I had it, all nice and curly.
So good. Gotta try them.
Those cinnamon buns are just so wonderful. Have you had it? Have you had those?
I'm going to have one.
You better.
They're making us a special batch.
Oh.
Just for us, because we've been here hanging out.
Oh, that is absolutely awesome.
How fun is that?
Ambrose is what we call Penticton famous. He's very well known in the community. He is one of our most popular volunteers here. He is 94 years old, and he has been here since 1994. So he's one of our oldest volunteers and our longest volunteers. Although we do have several pretty long-term volunteers here.
She got a cherry on top.
Well, we saw them with the cherry on top.
So Ambrose is from Romania, and he immigrated to Canada a long time ago. He won't tell me how long ago, but he worked kind of all over the country, and then came to Penticton a couple of decades ago, and he retired. And then he was sitting at home. We hear lots of our members here say that, I'm sitting at home, I'm staring at the four walls, I have nothing to do. So typical kind of retired without a plan. So he came to the center. He had been a baker, passionate baker for years, and was working in the kitchen and told the ladies in the kitchen, I'm a baker, and then he started baking his cinnamon buns, and suddenly everybody was so excited.
Oh, they're just great.
What's so good about them?
Oh, they're nice and fluffy, and they're fluffy, and they're fluffy, and they're not too sweet.
Fluffy.
Yeah, fluffy.
I know.
Ambrose is pretty tight-lipped about his recipe. He will not share it. He's not ready to pass it on yet. But he has disclosed that he makes everything from scratch. He makes his cinnamon and his spices, and he makes his own spread, and he lets it sit overnight. And he makes the dough, he makes it the day before, it rises overnight. It's a big, long 2-day process, and loads of care and love, and an old recipe goes into it. So they come out very special.
We're very appreciative of Ambrose because he brings a lot of people to the center. And then they stay and do other things at the center as well. So it's a good fit.
Yeah, Cinnamon Bun Thursday is so popular here. People come in, members, non-members, the public come in. It creates a great amount of awareness of what we do here at the center.
How long have you been coming here to enjoy the cinnamon rolls on Thursdays?
This is my first time.
This is your first cinnamon roll. Wow. Okay.
Just talked me into it. Yeah, I try to come every Thursday.
Really?
Yeah.
Not only are regular people that attend the center, but we get people from the public that come in early on a Thursday to come here and grab a cinnamon bun. Sometimes they take them to go, but sometimes they sit and mingle. It's a very social activity. It's a really nice energy around it. Our beautiful bright cafe here is really inviting, and we have round tables, so lots of strangers meet each other or regulars meet each other. It's a real social event here.
How long have you been coming and enjoying the cinnamon rolls? Buddies, friends.
Yes, and it's good to have a good time.
100%, yes.
They are delicious. I actually don't even eat sweet things, but sometimes I will sneak one into my office and eat the entire thing.
What do you see as being the future? Is it important that the center is here in the future?
Oh, I'm a strong believer that yes, this building, this senior center, the society, we've got to stay here. It's got to be a viable thing. Right now we are.
How important is the center to the citizens in Penticton area?
I really believe that it is an essential service. And you know, people often think, oh, it's just a place where people go and recreate. They play games, they have fun, they mix. So they don't really see it as, it's valuable to a degree, but not to the sense that a lot of other organizations are dealing with crisis situations and that. But what I like to think of is that we are on the continuum of health for seniors. We are at the preventative end. We provide opportunities so seniors can remain active, they can be socially engaged, they can be contributing back to society, all things that allow them to remain independent and vital, therefore remaining off that slope of, I hate to say it, slope of decline that ultimately leads to being no longer dependent, and so I see us as very important in terms of being a preventative measure. Now, we really encourage people to become members because that's just a way of showing that you really support the center. But this is a public building. It is open to all people and seniors 50 plus. You can come anytime for one activity, for one Sunday concert, for a Friday night dance, or you can be here every day enjoying it to the fullest. But no matter what, it is a drop-in center, so come and drop in.
Thanks, Joan, for joining us. We enjoyed chatting with you here at the center.
Thank you very much for having me.